Welcome to NRI Money podcast. Today we have an external speaker who is an expert on NRI taxation. Why we have thought about bringing an external speaker is simply because uh, we have NRIs who wants to invest in India, who are invested in India, but the one thing which they are always concerned about is the taxation part of that. How should they be looking at taxation? Whether they should be filing their taxation in India? What are the circumstances? And for that, we have Bharat Sarawagee with us. So, just to tell you a little bit about Bharat. Bharat is a chartered accountant with 20 years experience. His specialty is NRI taxation. Welcome, Bharat. Welcome to the podcast, and let's start with the questions actually. Then.
Hello,
Right?
Ritesh.
Hi. So, Bharat, I am also an NRI. So, I'll be asking it not as a third person. Let's say if I'm an NRI and I'm sitting in front of you, I'll be asking the questions like an NRI. My next question is let's talk about some investments part. As an NRI or OCI, can I invest in Indian stock market direct equities? I'm talking about direct buying stocks or through mutual fund. Is there any restriction if I'm a US or Canadian resident?
You see, I'm sure you are the best person to guide on this and tell on this, uh, because there are certain mutual funds which are not FATCA compliant, so they don't allow US
Yes.
and Canada citizen to invest in their mutual funds. So they're very
So
selective
Bharat,
mutual funds
yes.
for that.
Yes. So that is Bharat, you're absolutely right. So there are few mutual funds which take money from US or Canadian resident. But from any other jurisdiction, all the mutual funds are available to them, whatever is available to resident Indians. So there are almost 8 or 9 mutual funds through which you can invest in India from this jurisdiction.
Right.
Second question is direct equities. I have been told that if you want to have a if you want to invest in direct stocks in India, you need to open an account once you are in India. You cannot open an account while sitting abroad. So you have to be physically present an account to open a broking account in India, and then you can invest from anywhere in the world. Is that how it is?
I think this is not correct. Now, a
Okay.
lot of digital things are happening in India. In fact, the eKYC is also happening. You
Okay.
can be at your home country and open a demat account. There are
So
many brokers.
there is no regulation from income tax authorities and all. And
Income tax has nothing to do with this particular thing. It is the SEBI
okay.
which give guidance on this. So there
And
are
we
many.
don't have any negative guidance from that. If
No,
you're sitting in US and Canada, you have to be
no,
physically present. We have
no.
no
I'm sure
negative
there are
guidance on
certain
that.
digital ways to do that.
Yes.
There are
Okay.
companies like Eastern Finance, Zerodha, so they must be doing it. So
Got it.
I think
Okay.
it's a part of the brokers to guide you on this. I will not be able to give you much input on this.
Perfect. But can you talk a little bit about the FATCA compliance, please?
Yeah, you see, this FATCA compliance is has created a lot of problem for all the people. Like in fact, for resident
Okay.
also. So whenever you open a bank account, you open a trading account, demat account, the intermediaries ask you give your FATCA declaration. FATCA declaration is basically, are you a US citizen or a resident of USA?
Hmm.
So in most of the cases, we file that we are not a US, but for US citizen, this is basically like they are giving information to the intermediaries, and every year the intermediaries have to inform to the government that these are my clients who are US citizen or having a green card or who are US resident, and
Okay.
ultimately the information is transferred from government of India to government of America. So this is how
Yes. Okay.
they try to create the database about who are the US citizens who are investing, or US residents who are investing in India or anywhere.
Okay.
So this is
So I
basically part of
gather.
the
Got it.
purpose of FATCA.
I gather that Canada is not a part of FATCA, but it is clubbed with US
Yes,
because banks and intermediaries do not want to have you know they don't want to take they are taking an easy way out and just clubbing both the countries together,
right,
right?
right. They're treating at
Got
par
it.
with the US.
Okay. Now my next question is: can I buy sovereign gold bonds? If no, how can I accumulate some gold as an investments in India?
You see, the government has have not allowed NRIs or OCIs to invest in sovereign bond. That is only available to resident Indians. So,
Yes.
but that does not mean that you cannot hold gold. You can definitely hold gold, physical gold also. and you can hold gold through ETF also. There are a lot of ETF funds also available
Yes. Okay.
where you can accumulate your investments through gold.
Only SGB you should not be doing. You are
Yeah,
not
you
only
cannot.
you are not allowed
You
to
are
do
not
the
allowed. You are not
SGB
eligible.
eligible. You're not eligible.
Not eligible.
Got it. So if so we had invested in some SGB earlier before when we were resident. Okay.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure that doesn't matter. Right?
That is not a problem at all. So once
Got
you are a resident, you have all those liberty to invest. Then you become a non-resident, so it does not change anything for you.
So you don't have to
But you
sell
cannot
your
further
previous
invest.
assets, but you
Sorry?
cannot further invest.
Yeah.
So you don't have to sell your previous assets, but you
Yeah.
don't. But you're not allowed to invest. It
Yes.
can be allowed to mature on the maturity date
Right.
without
Similarly,
any
like the
separate taxes
PPF.
in it.
I'm sure you must be
What?
aware of the PPF also. The
Okay,
same
that
condition.
is my next question. That
Yeah.
if I have an old PPF account and I wanted to continue with the same, can I do that?
Yeah, if you had a PPF account when you were resident or before this new regulation came, where they did they made the NRI ineligible. So
Okay.
in that case, you may continue with your old PPF account. You may make investments also till the maturity, but you are
Till
not
the
allowed
maturity.
to. Yeah, but you are not allowed to open a new PPF account.
Okay. I have been told that, by some NRI that when they were in India, was just changing their tax status and all, that they were asked to, break their PPF and just, take it out. They were not allowed to invest any new money in the
No,
same
that
PPF
is
account.
till the maturity they can invest. Or 1.5 lakhs. That's the maximum amount they can invest every year.
Okay. But, okay, got it.
But they cannot open a new PPF account.
Got it. So, can you tell us more about the taxes on equity investments through shares and mutual funds?
You see, this taxation on equity, shares, and mutual fund are at par with residents. So there is no difference. So when you invest in India in direct equity and you hold it for more than 1 year, then it becomes a long-term capital gain. So up to 1 lakh gain, there is no tax at all. But after that, there's a 10% tax applicable to NRIs or resident. It is at par. Similarly, if you are holding for less than 1 year, then it becomes a short-term capital gain. So the rate of tax is 15% on the capital gain. And
so it is 10 and 15.
In your case, like in case of NRI and OCI, all these taxes are withheld at source only. So
at the source only.
Yeah. Okay. So the payout will be net of taxes.
Got it. Again, I think we have covered a little bit part of that question, but I will again ask a very simple question to you again. So I make all my investments in equity and mutual funds through my NRE, and I receive dividend income in my NRE account. Isn't any amount received in NRE or investments through NRE is tax free?
As I mentioned earlier, this is an absolute myth. So only the interest income which you receive from your bank for your savings or your FD, those are tax free. Otherwise, all are taxable, and you have to calculate your taxes and file your returns.
Even if I have bonds also, even if I'm receiving interest on bonds payment also, that is also taxable. Only saving rate and FD. These are the only two exempt instruments.
And FCNR FDs.
And FCNR FDs. Got it. Great. It's been such a fruitful discussion, Bharat. We will put your website address on our this podcast.
Yeah. My website is bdsadvisories.com. They can go through that website and they can directly reach me over WhatsApp also. My phone number is +91 98300 22057.